you're ever gonna die, you're gonna die from a 30. Like, think about it. If you're ever gonna die, you're gonna die from a 30. You're probably not gonna die from an RP.
I just hit the corner with my partner Rock. Ain't nobody fresher than TP. I got niggas who be spinning the block, making sure that they check with me. It ain't even no pressure thing. Really something we easily bring. Just like I leave, we still can be.
Hello, welcome to the Atlanta World Podcast with your host, Rock Exclusive and Solomon English. Today we have with us the one and only Bambi the rapper and NoEra, straight out of Atlanta at Georgia State. We're going to start off first with our man Bambi. This man is the Percocet Prince, the real life Danny Phantom, and most of all Atlanta sweetheart. So Bambi, man, tell us more about your upcoming project, Heartbreak Hurts Too Much.
So I got an upcoming project in probably like 3 or 4 weeks, Heartbreak Hurts Too Much. This project is real important to me because it's a project that is a sequel to my last project, Heartbreak Hurts, which I dropped a year ago. And that was a project when I was kind of going through a lot of shit with my girl at the time. And this one kind of happened at the end of our relationship, kind of when we were like breaking out of shit. And basically, over time, you know, like I kind of saw shit declining and realized like, okay, it's time to lock in. And my boy, he had a studio set up for a few days and we were in the basement and I started writing shit. And you know, like, if you're an artist, you know, you feel like,
feel it, man.
You can feel it, you know, like right off the jump. So, you know, I was locking in and in 6 days we had 12 songs and we were done. And this was like early August type shit. And I basically just been like sitting on it, waiting for it to get mixed type shit. And probably like early December, it's gonna end up dropping.
Don't you do some mixing too?
Also? Yeah, I do some engineering. I have like people come through and record at the crib.
Okay, so listen,
man.
Rumor has it, bro, you can write a song in under 15 minutes. So like, for the audience, tell this for like, what kind of process? Like, how do you write a song in 15 minutes? Like, that's talent. You know what I'm saying?
So like over time, you know, it really just like comes to me really quickly because I started this when I was like maybe 10, 11 years old. I started listening to like M and Lil Wayne, you know, the legends and shit.
Drop the World was that song you heard?
Exactly.
Yeah, I used to scream that shit.
That was a classic back in the day. Any fucking kid like my age was fucking Drop the World, yeah. But it's really just that experience and shit. Over time, it just got easier. And like I even started freestyling in the past year or two, and like he really got me into that shit.
Yeah. I hold tape damn near halfway freestyle.
So you do a lot of freestyling too?
Hell yeah. Most of my shit, all of my shit really freestyle.
Okay, so when would you say that you first really, you know what I'm saying, felt confident in your freestyling? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they start out freestyling, they might not feel like they, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a talent. So tell us more about that.
Probably about, because I started rapping when I was about like 7. So probably like around like middle school, like 14 shit type shit. That's when I was like getting confident shit. Niggas used to be at the goddamn lunch table battling and shit. That's where it all started. It all started the lunch table. You know what I'm saying? That's where that freestyling came from. And then I don't know, ever since then I just been rocking with it. Like,
Alright. So what are some projects that you have? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I got a project dropping on January 1st. It's called Double Life. I also got a show on January 1st too. Gotta plug that. Then we gonna be out there with me performing. We gonna do some shit from our tape too, because we got a tape on the way as well.
Where's the show gonna be at? You know yet?
Damn.
You got the Addy?
It's in Atlanta. It's the same. Damn, I forgot what it's.
Okay, well y'all figure that out.
I can see that shit. I forgot. I don't know the exact location off the top of my head, but that bitch in Atlanta for sure. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you most on your upcoming album, Double Life?
Double Life. Double Life is kind of really similar to Bambi's tape because it's about heartbreak, same situation.
Yeah.
Because me and Bambi was like, we was going through some of the same shit because we didn't had conversations. I just saying we was going through some of the same shit. So our tape is like kind of like similar, not the same, but similar when it comes to like heartbreak and shit. Shout out to my nigga JT, 1996. He produced the whole thing, all that stuff.
Nice. Wait, so y'all simple a little bit? Y'all exact sometimes? No, I get it though. I make songs just like that. I understand, bro.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
There's ways. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, so like, you know, heartbreak is serious, but okay, how do you deal with a serious heartbreak? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's tough, bro. Like, folks cutthroat.
Exactly.
Like, folks are cutthroat as hell. Like, how do you know what I'm saying, deal with serious
Music, usually. And drugs.
Real shit, yo. When it comes to heartbreak, really, you just gotta find an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Just understand that there's so many people out here. You feel me? I like to put my shit in the music. That's what helped me mostly get through everything. And a little bit what Bambi said, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Don't take drugs.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Okay, so man, like for both of you guys, who are your most inspiring artists, such as artists that you look up to and you really admire for their like creative ability? You know what I mean? Like,
I'll give you my top 7.
Okay.
Top
Top
seven.
seven.
That's number
Yeah.
7. I got these on the top of my head.
Okay.
So number 1, by far, Juice WRLD, bro.
Juice
WRLD
WRLD.
is my biggest inspiration, bro. Like if one day I could be like Juice's prodigy, I know that's Killer Roy, but like if I could be like his next like upbringing.
Mhm.
But like second would probably be X, third would be Pete, fourth would be Trippie Redd, fifth would be Travis, sixth would be Thug, and 7 would be Uzi.
7? Uzi at 7?
Bruh, but like the
Uzi
top
at
6,
seven,
you gotta
man.
consider the top 6. And like consider my music because it's really sappy and like kind of based off that like emo rap wave. Like I would definitely consider myself an emo rapper, like for sure.
How long have you been making music like in this kind of lane right here, the emo rap?
In the emo rap wave, probably like 3 years now. Probably like 3 years now. But like I'm pretty ahead of the game. Like I already got Heartbreak Hurts 3 finished, and like that's gonna drop in February. So and that's what I'm really excited about. That and like Arte is probably like my 2 biggest projects. Right
So when you go about dropping music, like you already have it made it ahead of time, like before you drop it?
6 months to a year.
That's crazy. So you hold on to this for like 6 months to a year.
Yeah, so like all the songs off High and Bambi, which is my last project that I have released right now, were recorded about a year, if not even more than a year before
Okay.
the drop. Yeah.
Where do you usually record like your music? Like this tape, did you record it at your studio?
Yeah, my studio. Everything's recorded in my studio, and then I have 2 people. Shout out to Tanner Carlson and Kyle Monahan. Those are my 2 engineers, and they go crazy on it. Like I know these kids from high school.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
We actually went to the same high school.
Hey man, let's get on your top 7, man. Oh God, you gotta do
Damn, I gotta do 7.
man.
I'm gonna do my 7, but this ain't in no particular order. Cause like everybody on this list are great.
But you gotta use your top one. Like who you
But
feel
I'm gonna tell you like my top 7 that kind of inspire my music. My number 1 for sure is Chief Keef.
Oh
Real
yeah,
shit.
real.
Chief
Yeah,
Keef.
Real shit.
Chief Keef really like just inspired my music as far as like, cause he the first person I really heard like mumble, you know what I'm saying? So Chief Keef was like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the top 1 for sure. Then I had to do Drake.
Okay.
Drake for sure, just cause I shouldn't even have to tell y'all why.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I had to tell you Drake for sure, then Juice WRLD for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Juice WRLD definitely hell yeah. Then I say Big Sean.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard someone put Big Sean in like a top like that.
I fuck with Big Sean heavy.
No,
though,
I'm
like,
not. Yeah.
like, I fuck with Big Sean, like especially some of his visuals. Like, I would say, yeah. Who else would I would say? I would have to say Uzi for sure.
Okay. How many are there? 5? Is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5 right there. I got 2 more. Uzi for sure. Then I'll probably say Trippie Redd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, who my last one?
Gotta think about it.
Party Next Door Hard to.
Okay.
Cool.
That's it, man. When you said Chief Keef, bro, I was looking because I've been catching up more so on, like, not so much catching up, but just trying to pay attention to what they got going on in the Chirac. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people say it's crazy, but some people say, you know what I'm saying, it's actually a nice place. But motherfucker, it'd be like everything be different up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but
I got family out in Chicago, so it's definitely a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's just-
Where y'all from?
Originally, I'm from Virginia. Originally.
Okay.
mm,
And where are you from?
North Atlanta.
North Atlanta. So you've been in Atlanta your whole life.
Around the area, yeah.
Start to finish, God.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it last time too. People from Atlanta aren't actually from they're from around the area. Then as they get older, they move in, and then they're
Yeah,
like,
we
in the
get
city.
closer to the heart as we get older.
Yeah.
it's how this shit go. And so, but okay, bro. Who is Tuka, man? Do you
Too good.
who is Tuka, man?
Too good. Oh, you know this.
Because when you said Chief Keef is your favorite artist, man, I'm like, somebody, he gotta know about Tuka.
I know
Who
about
is
Too Good. All the, I don't know too much though, so I don't want to speak about it.
No,
I don't even get it. What's Tuka?
Bro, because everybody disses Tuka from Chicago, like smoking on that.
Oh,
Tuka.
right.
Yeah, that's a that's
That's
everybody hate this motherfucker. King Von, I'm finna go see Tuka. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, few people say that shit.
But yeah, man. Goddamn. What's something? Okay. This is a question for both of you guys. Okay. What's something that people would seem to misunderstand about you and your music? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody doesn't always have the same views. You know what I'm saying? But like, what's something that people would misunderstand about your message? You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Well, in a couple of my songs and some of my like my deeper songs that I recorded at some of my lowest points, I hit on the topic that's kind of sensitive, like suicidal thoughts and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to like misinterpret that for me like promoting suicide. It's just I feel that when you talk about it, like my main objective is to have something that people can relate who have been through similar shit as me. You know what I'm saying? So that people don't understand. So that people understand that they're not alone and that other people that felt the same way that they felt. You know what I mean? But I don't want people to misinterpret it as all he's promoting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I get that.
that shit like that.
Okay, so like, what are some like, how does you? Because there's this book called Mysticism, right? I don't know, you should probably read it. But it pretty much, it kind of goes into about how does a person actually come to terms with like suicidal thoughts. Like you came out on the other side, you was like, okay, cool, this is not something I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, what drives a person, what do you think drives a person to even think that deep to where they're going to take their own life? You know what I mean?
I mean, well, you go through shit. Simple as that. You go through shit and like, I feel like what brings people to that point is just feeling alone, feeling like they don't have nobody. Like, at one point in my life, I was surrounded by a lot of people that I would say care about me very dearly, but I still felt alone.
That's interesting. That almost seems like it'd be worse, low key.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying like that's what brings people to that point. Like, I had to guess. I mean, I never went through with it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. But that's what brought me to that point. I was around a lot of people, but I still felt alone. I just felt like nobody could really understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
That's
mean?
some real
Like,
shit. That's some real shit.
Where do you think that stemmed from? Like, do you think that was something to do with? Because sometimes you believe that you might close yourself off.
Yeah.
Or do you feel like the Lord was seriously just like reflecting that to you? Just like, well, damn, I can't trust nobody really cares. Like,
Yeah, I mean, well, I got a history, like, with my family, it's just, like, depression. Like, I have a history of depression that goes through my family. I don't know, I don't want to say it's passed down, because I know we all have different stories and shit like that, but I don't know. I guess it's just, life get hard. Life get hard.
It does get hard.
It's hard, especially when you're young and you really trying to figure this shit out, you know what I mean? Like,
that's why you do. No.
Let you take over, man. Oh God, like shit. Let us know, like, what's something that, you know what I'm saying? People listen to your music. What's something that they could, you know what I'm saying, misinterpret, misunderstand?
I would say for me, it's probably similar to that, but for like drug use, because like my music talks a lot about, especially Percocets. I have like a lot of people in my DMs hit me up saying like
Percocet Prince,
sending me videos of like them taking Percocets, like saying like yeah, all the time, man.
Oh, so the name is like.
Yeah, like a lot of people, especially on like Snapchat and shit, like back. I've kind of like tried to cool off on them a little bit recently, because like when I first moved in here, I was you know, taking them a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like everyday type shit.
Bro,
Yeah.
I've never
And-
taken a perk.
I've never taken
Really? Yeah,
I'm not
bro.
gonna cap.
They're crazy.
I heard that like they good, but I never took
Yeah,
one,
they're
bro.
crazy.
Oh god.
Anybody who know me know. We was popping perks for the game. When I used to play football, niggas was popping perks for the game.
What?
Yeah.
What position you played?
I played linebacker.
You played linebacker, yo.
And my skinny ass was coming out the edge on defensive end.
Nah,
And
for real,
shit. Skinny nigga, hitting nigga. Yeah, I was like that.
Skinny
Yeah.
nigga hitting.
Off the perk. Ain't feeling shit. Like,
Okay. So
No, it was something to do. Wait, y'all popped the perk before the game, and then
yeah.
how did y'all perform, bro?
Man, perks just made everything like 10 times better because I ain't feel shit. That's
Yeah,
another thing. Like,
that's the reason I was like,
it's like perks like before the game. It's like the fucking Advil. That shit ain't strong enough. That shit ain't gonna hurt. Ain't gonna help your ass when you hurt it. Like you second round in the playoffs, your motherfucking legs banged up and shit. You gonna need that perk.
I used to pop like 3 to 5 a day in high school, and bro, like that shit would just take all my problems away. But like, you know, there's better shit than that.
Yeah.
You know, there's more to life than Percocet.
How did you, no, well, not really that, but like, what made you feel compelled to even do it the first time? Were you just like, well, I'm just curious?
So really, it was like, originally my mom had like hydrocodone, and you know, I would like get 1 or 2 of those type shit. And like, after I tried those, my girl's mom had like a lot of fucking Percocets at the time, so she would give me like literally like 50 to 100 at the time, like for no reason.
for no reason.
Yeah, like just, you know, like type of shit. We were dating, so like she would just fuck with me type of shit.
Yeah.
And I would have like pretty much an unlimited supply, and that was the issue, bro. Like it was just hard to get off of when I wasn't buying them and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I definitely feel that.
But yeah, like all these kids that hit me up, I'm like, nah, don't do that. Like just because I talk about doing Percocets, like that's what I want you to understand is like that's not what I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to promote like this is what I've gone through. I want you to be able to relate to this, but grow from this, just like I'm trying to grow from it.
Okay, so what are some? Okay, so this has a lot to do with kids. So what are some things that people should be wary of when they're doing perks? You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, I mean, if you're going to do Percocets, which I don't advise you to do Percocets, but
Yeah,
But if
you're
you
gonna
do it-
if you're going to do
first
it,
of all, I would never take I don't take 30s at all. Like I
No
don't
30s?
fuck with
Why
30s.
don't you?
Why?
Because
This
30s
is
are the
worse.
sketchy ones. Bro, like if you're ever gonna die, you're gonna die from a 30. Like think about it. If you're ever gonna die, you're gonna die from a 30.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
probably not gonna die from an RP, like a small 10 or a 15.
Okay.
Bro,
Those are the ones. It's better to take multiple small ones, I feel like, than
The whole ass big one.
Yeah, exactly.
oh, so a 30 is a big perk.
Yeah, the 30s are the big ones. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're trying to take 30, take 2 15s. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. And like, make sure your plug is like somebody you know.
That's exactly what I was gonna
Exactly.
say.
I know you're gonna
That's
say that.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Don't buy from some random person, bro.
And let's, how about this? How do you, so let's say you go and buy some perks, right? What are some ways to know that it's real?
It's all about really just being able to eye how clean cut, you know, because like if it's pressed, it's gonna be really like sharp around the edges, like really rough and kind of, I don't know, just sketchy in a way.
Okay, so
You don't know.
it just look kind of fugazi.
Yeah, exactly. You're like something's off about this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, some food shit.
But don't always just trust your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a test.
Really, you gotta find
A test kit, like
But really,
You don't
I mean, that
often
is
get
really.
what do you
Yeah.
like if I'm okay, if I'm first buying perks, right?
Okay.
Like I'm not thinking about a damn test kit. Like what's
Oh
some shit
yeah,
that I
exactly.
like eat without anything? I'm like, okay, this is fucked up perk. You did.
Toss it. It's not worth your life, man. Like I fucked
Oh,
up,
like
bro.
don't even goddamn try, cause it's
Exactly,
like,
bro. Like
even
even if you just spent a dub or like even like 50 on it, bro, like toss it, bro.
just if you what would give you the feeling that this shit is sketchy? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Like I feel like just based off like if you was looking at it and like everything around it, you know, cause like when you look at a pill, it looks like really like precise
It does.
and clean
When
cut.
it's real,
Yeah, when it's real, you can tell.
Yeah.
But like if it's a pressed pill, like somebody has a machine that's pressing them, you can kind of tell like it's really like jagged on the edges and like in the numbers. Sometimes it be like really like dented and shit, like in the middle.
You also know when you're checking like pills to see if they're really do something, like you can rub them. And
Exactly,
the
they
numbers
chip off.
start to fall off, then you know it's not real. If they stay,
It
you
should
know
be
it's real.
smooth on the outside.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed that.
Definitely be careful to get you a plug though, because they are cutting.
Yeah.
They are cutting.
I would say just don't do them. Just don't do them.
Fucking everybody's life up. Like,
Just
that
don't
shit
better
is
off
really-
like
That's the easiest way to.
That's the easiest way.
That shit's crazy, bro. I would have never guessed like Perks had so much like detail to it. To be honest, like,
Yeah.
never, like, what the fuck, man? You did.
Yeah.
But that leads you to our next question, man. Like, what's the most important thing you've learned in your life, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's some shit you want people to take for the books? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Take your time.
Take this first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
or
you
want-
take some.
Alright.
Shit.
Well, one thing I would say is you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can manifest anything. Like, and I mean anything. If you can dream it, it can happen. Don't listen to the doubters, fucking haters, you know what I'm saying? Follow your dreams and just keep focused, really. Just keep focused, because that shit gonna pay off, you know what I mean? Even if you don't got nothing to show for it at first, that shit gonna pay off. Just keep on working at what you're doing. That's the biggest thing I like to go away from my real shit, and just keep going. Keep going, because there's people relying on you.
There's some real shit. I'm glad there's some shit I'm gonna take.
Mine would probably be that everyone has something special. Like no matter like if you thinking, oh I just do this, I just do that, and there's people doing this. Like it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna find something. You're gonna find like your passion in life that you know is like gonna be the thing that you thrive in most. So like over time, it might take time, you know, to like kind of find your wave and shit. But like just keep trusting yourself and like don't care about what other people are doing and shit, like, or what they say about you. Cause like other people's opinions will never fucking matter, bro. Like that's never gonna get you nowhere. Like it only matters what you think about yourself and like what you do with your own actions.
So a lot of times, like, with a lot of questions like that, like, people gotta go through something to come through with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell, before you start actually thinking like that, because everybody thinking different. Like, people, they think and change as they grow. You know what I'm saying? As they grow. Like, what brought you to think like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you be like,
What's the experience?
this what,
It was just, bro, people like used to clown my music hella, like in like 7th and 8th grade. It was like a joke type shit. That's actually how it started. 'Cause like, I kind of made it because like people like to laugh at it, and like I didn't even make it as a joke. Like it was still serious, but like just it got attention. So yeah, it got attention. And then like in like 9th, 10th, maybe even 11th grade, that's when I started to get a little bit better and people started to take it more seriously. And I would say from like senior year on is when it actually became like a career for me in a sense. Yeah. So it was more just like people talking down on it that made me want to like say, fuck your opinion, like I can do this, like I really don't care what you say or think, you know, type shit.
Phone just died?
We've been doing good.
Nah, it's a fucking goddamn phone call.
Yeah, y'all are asking very intriguing
Yeah,
questions.
this is my best interview, real shit.
It's literally, bro.
Over time, I was just like, fuck people's opinions.
Oh yeah. It was like fuck you, I'm gonna get the bag.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I get.
I'm just like chasing my bag now, especially like for my ex, bro. She had so much like doubt in my career. Like she was always like, you put too much faith in your music, like you're not gonna blow up. And I was like, how are you gonna date me for like years, bro? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have faith in this shit. Like, I don't even understand that shit.
I don't even understand.
I done had a motherfucker tell me that I'm doing shit just like her daddy. I guess that's on some shit like the mom ain't really fuck with the daddy or some shit like that. She married me to the daddy like it's fucked up putting it into your daughter's head. Like how the fuck you gonna do this shit? Just for smoking weed. Like man, come on now.
Wait, so I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like y'all go through a lot of relationships. I'm not gonna lie.
Not really. Like,
Oh, okay. Like, are you more like? Because I know some dudes like. I don't want to say promiscuous, but I said promiscuous on music. But like, I feel like some dudes are more of the dating type, and then some are more of the non-dating type. Like,
Yeah,
you more
so I
one
mean-
who likes to be in a relationship to feel.
I definitely like to be in a relationship more. That's my girl sitting over there, actually.
Okay. Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, so like, I broke up with my ex for like a year, about late 2018, early 2019 maybe. And then like early 2020 we started dating for like 6 months, and then she cheated, bro, and I was like, fuck that shit. So like, I like to be in a relationship, but like at the same time, I put too much trust in people.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, and then they clown me in the end.
Right.
And I feel stupid for it. So like, part of me like likes to be free.
Okay, so goddamn. Okay, so for the people who don't really got that smooth game type shit to actually, you know what I'm saying, jump from one relationship to another, how should a person go about finding love somewhere else when they go through a really tough situation?
You mean like
on some goddamn like,
How you rebound?
did me wrong? How the fuck I'm supposed to put my trust in another motherfucker after you done did me so goddamn wrong?
Yeah, so
can't
I mean,
even, what the
I even had trouble with that shit, but I would say like it's just like all people are different. You know, as much as Juice says and as much as we say, we got a song called All Girls Are the Same. But you know, it's all girls are different. All girls are different. As much as we like to say they're the same. But you know, it's really just like you have to learn and grow from people, and you know, if somebody does you out bad, you know, you have to take that experience into lightheartedness, and you know, kind of try to grow from it.
Do you feel like if you didn't go through some of the traumas that you had gone to that led you to know what you know now, do you think you'd still believe the things you're saying now? Like,
That's a good ass question.
Not at all, and I don't think I would be making nearly as good music or music at all, actually.
Okay.
Because like my ex definitely got me into music for sure. Like she told me I should like keep making it, even when it was bad. But then after a while, when I started to get really cocky with it, that's when she started telling me, okay, you're getting too cocky with it. Like,
Oh man, so she felt like, okay, I be analyzing. So would you say she felt like you was kind of breaking out of her league or some shit? When it came to when you first got into music and you let your parents know like what you wanted to do and how you wanted to go about it, like how do you think they feel and how would they describe what you do for a living?
Oh, they were really chill about it. My dad, he bumps it every day. He loves it, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he really fucks with it.
That is some
That's awesome, man.
Support, man.
Yeah. He like shows it to like friends and like girlfriends. Yeah,
You know what? He's flexing. He like,
my mom, she likes it. She doesn't like the songs with like drugs and stuff. She likes, you know, some of the sappier ones. How I can like relate to that emotion and stuff. She supports it. My
So,
sister
that's
started
good.
fucking with it recently, so that's good. She used to hate it.
Man, I know you got a fool ass answer for that question.
Oh, yeah.
Real. I just know you got something.
My whole family do music, so who wasn't really shit. My mama did music. My dad did music too, apparently. But you know what I'm saying? My dad did music too, so it's just normal in my family.
He got that shit for me type shit.
Yeah, type shit. Like they already knew I was gonna do music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, kid dog.
So both of you guys are varying artists, man. How would you guys have a defined creative process? Like, how would you describe your? Hold on, because I think this shit. Okay, we did. Okay, so you guys being defined artists, right? Well, how would you describe your individual creative process? Like, how do you guys come up with this shit? This shit's amazing.
Yeah. Our shit is totally different. Me and Bambi creative process is totally different. That's why our upcoming tape about to be so unique, because like it's like half my creative process, half of his. See, me more so, like I said, I be freestyling, I be going with the flow. So like basically whatever I'm feeling at the moment, that's what the fuck I'm finna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's some bullshit happened earlier. I'm finna come in and make some trap, you know what I'm saying? My girl just broke up with me, you know what I'm saying? There was the sack come in, like that's how I come with it.
Yeah.
It's like whatever I'm feeling in the moment, that's what it is. Type shit.
For real, no doubt, man. Come on, man. I want to know how do y'all do this shit?
So mine is a lot different, man. So I really like, he's so quick with it. This man can like make a song
He's
like
quicker than
That's
you.
exactly what I was about to say about this man, bro.
You what, man?
Well, I mean, I write fast, but like the thing is, like the process of me recording, like I just really like take my time with it. I like really, I'll be doing like hella retakes, like and
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
he's
I'm
just
him,
like-
you're him. That's literally
he's
that's
cool off
exactly
the
how
jump
it is.
because like I don't know what it is. He's just be coming in cool off the jump, but like for me, I feel like I have to like perfect my voice in a way to make it sound the way I want it, type shit.
Yeah.
But like it's interesting because like you said on this new project, there's beats that are like more my style beats, but I'm freestyling like he would type shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I took more time on this album than anything I've ever made. That's what's different for me.
That's crazy.
because- Real shit, because you know how we've been taking a minute on these songs. Like we really going into depth on this shit. And like I said, usually I just be freestyling, like for real.
Freestyle,
Like,
kid.
for real, I might kick out like 8-9 songs in a day. Like no
What?
bullshit,
What?
no
That shit
bullshit.
crazy.
So to put in
No
some
bullshit.
perspective, he said that you said that's your most time that you put in on a
Hell
project.
yeah.
This is like the least time I've put in on a project.
Okay.
Like slick, bruh. Slick. And it's still one of like my hardest projects.
Yeah.
And like I would say Heartbreak Hurts is probably like one of the least since we recorded that in 6 days. Like that was like
You was very focused on this shit. It wasn't like you was procrastinating about other shit that got going. Like other shit you got going on. It's
Yeah.
like I'm finna get this shit done in 6 days. type
Oh
shit.
yeah, exactly. And that's really all we had. Yeah, he was like about to go to Nashville to go to college and shit. So he was saying you gotta get this shit done. And I knew we were about to break up, like me and my girl, like in that week. So I was like, I have to get this shit done.
Oh, so like you knew, like you was like this shit.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, she was ducking me and shit. She was going down.
That's
You could
crazy,
tell,
bro.
you could tell.
But so like, man, this shit crazy, bro. Like,
So let me ask
Ooh.
you, so you two, artists don't always make collaboration tapes.
Yeah.
Not always. And like that's not I don't think it's an easy thing to do. And so I'm assuming you guys did it because you guys have that kind of relationship where y'all are close enough to do something like that. So how did y'all build that foundation?
that's a good ass question.
Let you start on this.
So like, that's interesting because we really didn't talk that much in high school. We kind of had like similar groups, but like we had the same producer and engineer actually for the past 2 to 3 years. And like it was really him who got us linked up real tight because he was telling me like whenever I came to record at his studio, he was like, "Yo, you gotta, fuck with my boy Era." And I was like, "Bro, I know Era, bro. Like we all went to school together, type shit."
Yeah.
And really, I was like, "Okay, let me hear some of his shit." And he played me some of his shit, and I was like, "Yo, this man hard as fuck." I was like, "I'm fucking with this."
Bro, which song?
And I eventually got his number when we started locking in.
Do you remember what song it was?
The first song we did, do you remember?
Yeah.
It was the first one for the tape. It was the first one for the tape.
The first one for the tape.
Oh, I do. It was the Uzi one. We don't have names for a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
It was the Uzi
bro,
one.
this
This
motherfucker.
one.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah. He
Really?
came through. Wait, real quick. He came through. And I had this like hard ass like Uzi type vibe song. And if you heard Fantasy Star Online by Deco,
That's
it's
all
very
hard.
similar.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's got a beat very similar to that. And
That's one of the best beats of the year, real shit. I ain't heard that. That-
Digo, what's it called?
Fantasy Star Online. So it was inspired by that. He came through. I played him. I had an open on it that was supposed to be for a different artist that was kind of flexing on me a little bit. And I was like, "You want to hop on?" That's how the tape started.
Hell yeah. I said,
Yeah.
hell yeah, when I heard that shit on. Man.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
man.
man, so who would you most likely like? Who is somebody who you would really like to collaborate with? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, yeah. Like it's like I feel like me and this person needs to meet. Like
I thought me and Juice was supposed to make the best album of all fucking
Same,
time.
bro.
Like, no cap. I thought me and Juice was gonna make the best album of all fucking time. But right now, somebody I would really want to work with right now would have to be Uzi for sure.
Oh, okay,
Uzi,
okay.
Uzi
yeah,
for sure.
man, Uzi most definitely. Oh God.
Same with him, bro. Like, if there was any artist I ever could have worked with in my entire life, it would have been Juice. Yeah, like, I'm sad, bro. I'm sad that he passed.
So,
like,
what is it about him that really drew y'all in? I have an assumption, but like, I want to hear what y'all have to say.
For me, it's just I seen Juice freestyle ability and like I be freestyling too, you know what I mean? So I just really wanted to hop in the studio and be like, yo, let's do this shit. Like, let's just freestyle this bitch all the way through. Like, cause I be on the same shit, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get in that hoe, get high as hell and just and really we talk about similar shit in our music. So I felt like it would have been like a vibe all the way through. You know what I mean? Like, how you have them takes with people and some songs are like, you know what I mean? Like, hell nah. And it's just that bitch would have been hard all the way through. Most death.
For me, like, Juice, bro, like, I could just relate to his music, I feel like, more than any person. Like, and I know everyone be saying that, but like, I really have gone through some shit like so similar to like what he says in every word of his songs. And like, I feel like not only that, but like the beats I use, like the style I rap, very similar to like Kid Leroy, Trippie Redd. Like, it's kind of that like singy, you know, high pitched, like fast paced stuff.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we really would have like locked in real crisp and shit, but
That shit is crazy. Like, when I heard the story from personally, bro, I was like, damn, bro, I cannot believe this shit.
oh, it fucked with me. I was fucked up for a week.
Like, right after his birthday, bro, nigga.
Oh, that was
Like, immediately after his birthday, bro.
I think the fact that you say that like so many people feel like they like it's how so many people say Juice WRLD, like, I'm his biggest fan, like I can relate to it the most. I think that's a testament, man, to how great his lyrics
Oh
are.
yeah, definitely.
For that to touch so many people that deep like that,
Exactly.
that's just phenomenal.
It shows he's a GOAT. Yeah.
He was, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna come clean. I didn't listen to Juice WRLD before he died that seriously. I knew some of the stuff. I was aware of him. I watched interviews. I've seen like a couple freestyles, but I didn't really like, you know. And then he passed, and I heard how he passed, and I just thought it was like really unfortunate. So I did the deep dive, and then I would watch this man's freestyles. At this point now, just kind of like, shit.
Yeah.
I just missed it while he was here, man.
Exactly.
And it's just like, damn.
I feel like that's what made me so close to him too, is because I kind of like I started listening to him like towards the jump, you know what I'm saying? I was listening to like mostly all the unreleased at first.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's what like grew me into Juice WRLD too as well. It's just I heard him from the jump.
I feel like some artists got a real dope unreleased kind of
Us too.
yeah, like definitely. Like, y'all should,
All my release shit is like garbage, bro. Like in my opinion,
Compared to
bro.
your
Like,
unreleased shit?
my unreleased is like what I have a lot of faith in. You know. What I mean?
so do you feel like your unreleased shit is really like push your creative ability to like the most excessive extent? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you probably don't want to put it out because.
Well, no, I do want to put it out. When I say unreleased, I just meaning not released yet.
Not released yet.
Yeah, because like
saving it.
yeah, when most artists say unreleased, that's what they're working on currently. And like I said, for me, it takes so long to drop music that like I feel like if people could hear like what I was working on now, they would have a lot more respect for it. Type shit.
I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want it to be heard right, so that's why I'm waiting. Because
Exactly.
like I gotta buy all the beats, I gotta get it mixed right. It's a process. I gotta promote it.
Yeah.
It's a whole process.
That's crazy. Where you buy your beats from, man?
A ton of different producers actually. My main one probably is my boy Mantra. He's got
Yeah.
some crazy shit. I found him originally on YouTube and I DM'd him a few months ago because I had been locking in on his beats for years, and I sent him like a bunch of shit and he was fucking with
They
me.
recorded over his
Yeah,
beats.
so he was like, yeah, I might have to cut you a deal on this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit good. No cap.
That's what's up.
Alright. So man, so for all your fans out there, you know what I'm saying, all the people, you know what I'm saying, watching this, like, what is one message that you know what I'm saying, like, that you want to give to them, you know what I'm saying, like, if you go out, like, what's one message that you want them to have?
You can take this one first.
Like, some shit that's very near and dear to you, like, what you standing on?
Bambi, take this
I would say live your life to the fullest. Don't care about what people think. Keep doing you. And chase your bag, man. Like, don't worry about what girls think. Don't worry about what your parents think, And if you're a girl, don't worry about what guys think. But like, it doesn't really matter, even if you die with $1 in your pocket, you still lived your life. You still had fun. Like, as long as you had fun in life, that's all that matters, As long as like every day you wake up smiling and you're happy with what you do, you're happy with your job, you're happy with your family. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message I want to share.
But you, man, like really, like just closing remarks.
Kind of piggyback off that, like just focus on yourself. I would say focus on yourself, not to be selfish, but you definitely have to focus on yourself and find yourself before you can do anything. You just gotta keep your mind to it, keep to it, don't let nobody knock you off your pitch. Stay focused always.
For real.
All right, I mean, yeah, and then we gotta take some pictures. I'm gonna take some pictures.
Yeah, much better. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
I just hit the corner with my partner rock. Ain't nobody fresh, it didn't take pee. I got niggas who be spinning the block, making sure that they check with me. It ain't even no pressure thing, really something we easily bring. Just like I leave, we sting like a bee.